first Monday of first Monday of month July. Uh, this is our public safety meeting for this month, and I do believe we have quite a few folks here in physical presence as well as remotely. I do want to recognize all the council and mayor and other members here before we jump into the meeting. And thanks for joining ADC Kaladi online. I really appreciate your presence. I'll probably start with Mayor Pro Tem Mitchell. You want to say anything to the group before we?
Just say good evening. Thank you for those who are attending. I do want to say a shout out to our Prince George's County police officers who aided us on Friday night during the fireworks situation we had here in College Park Woods. The officer did his leadership was invaluable, and I just want to say thank you, and thank you. And I'll turn it back over to you to tender.
Thank you, Denise. I want to give opportunities to Mayor Kabir here, and then Council Member Hernandez.
Thank you. Thank you so much for putting this together. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Jatinder, Director Coker, and ADC Kennedy, and others who have joined. It's wonderful to see everyone there. I just want to bring everyone's attention to important service. It's a free service, and oftentimes we forget, and oftentimes we don't take advantage of, and we don't share that, and which is the city, the contract police officers. They provide a free service on the premise check during throughout the year, but especially during the summer vacation time, when people go out and leave the house, and the police can come and look after your home as you are away, and they'll come actually several times during the vacation period, and I have taken this advantage of this service at least twice, I think, and I was very much impressed by the quality of service, and the officers came and they left the business cards every time they checked in. It's wonderful, and it's free. It's on our tax dollars, and you don't need to pay anything. And it just gives you a peace of mind. And so I really ask myself and everyone to share this fantastic service, the news of this service, with our community members, our neighbors, so that they can take advantage of it. I look forward to seeing the conversation, the discussions, and I'm sure there's a lot more information coming out from this meeting. Again, thank you everyone who attending this meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. Jacob, floor is yours.
Oh, hey, thanks. Just welcome everybody. Great to see a larger attendance here today. I will say Councilmember Whitney is on the Teams, and she's trying to, I don't know, is this Teams or is this Zoom? Okay, so I'll tell her to, I'll confer. Thank you.
I also want to recognize Todd Ritzel, Mary Hartnett, Pam Lever, and Lisa Cohen remotely, and Mr. Chad Hora. And I also have Maria Cardone, and I just didn't catch her name.
Jimmy Lark.
Okay. I hope everybody heard her name. So at this time, I would like to give opportunity to ADC Kaledi to take it away, and Sharon will be helping you for moving along these slides on the PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you so much. Sharon, we can start off with the first slide, please.
Give me a second. everyone seeing that?
Yes.
Able to see it, Claudia?
Everyone attending the meeting remotely, are you able to see the screen being shared here?
No, we can't see the screen.
Okay. ADC Clary, are you able to see?
Yep, we got it.
Okay, 10-4. Please take it away. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. We'll start off with the overview of all the crimes in the city for the month of June. We've had 1 citizen robbery, 1 commercial robbery, 6 assaults, 3 commercial burglaries, 3 residential burglaries, 25 theft from autos, 19 other thefts, and 2 stolen vehicles. Sharon, you can switch slides. Just a slide indicating the robberies. We have 1 citizen robbery and 1 commercial robbery. And I'll give you the locations in 1 minute. My computer went down. Okay, we had our commercial robbery occurred at the Citgo gas station at 9800 block of Rhode Island Avenue. Occurred on June 2nd around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 unknown suspects entered the gas station, displayed handguns, and demanded cash. 1 suspect struck the victim in the chest with the handgun. The suspects were able to take the cash and fled the scene. This is being investigated by our robbery unit. The second robbery, which was a citizen robbery, occurred in the 5000 block of College Avenue. The victim, who's a University of Maryland student, was walking outside and 2 unknown suspects approached him. The suspects displayed a handgun and demanded cash from the victim. The victim complied. The suspect stole currency from him and fled the scene. County officers, along with University of Maryland officers, were able to locate the 2 suspects. They are juveniles. The handgun was recovered by one of our canine units. That handgun turned out to be a BB gun. The 2 juvenile suspects live in the Greenbelt area. At first, we thought they were going to be part of our bullseye crew that hit Hollywood community about a year ago, but we were unable to. As we checked our data bank, it doesn't appear they're part of that crew for now. So we did make an arrest in it. They were 2 juveniles and they were charged appropriately. Next slide, please. Just a slide just indicating where the 6 assaults were. A lot of these assaults are domestic, so I'm not going to go over those. Just something we just let people see. So out of 3 of the assaults. I'm sorry, out of the 6 assaults, 3 were domestics, and the officers did make an arrest on all 3 of them. And we also had a contract officer make an arrest. Individual was trespassing at Knox Road and Yale Avenue. The individual who turned out to be homeless struck the officer in the face, and the officer was able to place him under arrest, and they transported him to Upper Marlboro. Next slide, please. Just locations of our burglaries in the city for June. We had 3 commercial burglaries and 3 residential burglaries. The commercials, one was located at the Dunkin' Donuts in the 9800 block of Baltimore Avenue. The suspects gained entry by shattering the front door. The second location, and that was back on June 3rd, I'm sorry. And then on June 5th, we had another commercial burglary in the 10, 200, 500 block of Baltimore Avenue. I believe that's the new commercial business. I think it's like a liquor store. Suspects were able to gain entry by prying open the front door the first day that they were open, and the suspects were able to take cash out of the cash registers. The third commercial burglary was in the 8100 block of Baltimore Avenue. Suspect gained entry by shattering the front door. He was able to make entry and steal cash out of the registers. And the residential burglaries, I'll just go over them real quick. 4603 College Avenue. It's a vacant residence. Suspects entered the building and they stole 500 feet of copper wire. Second residential burglary was 4603 College Avenue again. They were able to get into the vacant residence, and they stole power tools from the workers. And then on the 26th, we had a residential burglary, 5000 block of Lakeland Road. Suspect was destroying a vehicle with a sledgehammer. It's kind of a strange situation, but anyway, the suspect pursued the victim into his residence, which made it to a burglary. The suspect gained entry into the home by using a sledgehammer, destroying the front door. Officers arrived on the scene, observed the suspect. He was basically having a mental crisis issue, and he was unfortunately tasered and taken to Capital Regional Medical Center for EPS. Next slide, please. Just an overview of the theft from autos and other thefts within the city. Theft from autos are brown in color. Next slide, please. We only had 2 vehicles stolen in the city in the month of June. Just locations right there. Next slide, please. Just a heat map showing the areas where we had noise complaints. Next slide. A heat map just indicating the calls for service that we consider quality of life issues. Next map. Next slide. Okay. This map indicates our field interviews and our traffic stops. The field interviews are outlined with the yellow dots, and the blue indicates the traffic stops. As you can tell, there's a lot of field ops in the Hollywood neighborhood. Back on June 16th, an officer was at the Muskogee Community Park, saw an individual smoking marijuana at the park. He stopped him. He is a city resident. That individual was advised of the law pertaining to openly smoking marijuana in a public space, and he was sent on his way. Next slide. Just a monthly comparison outlining violent crimes and nonviolent crimes. just for the month of, or I'm sorry, the year of 2025, the current year. Next slide. So these are the totals for our crimes for the month of, I'm sorry, for the year 2025. And Mayor, I think you asked for the year to date for the last 3 years, and then also we did it comparison from the June from the last 3 years also. So I think that should answer a lot of the questions. I'll leave that up there for a couple minutes just so everybody can take a look at it. Okay, Sharon, I believe, I don't know if we have another slide. I think we might. Just a definition of the crimes. And I think that's it, correct, Sharon?
Okay, I think Jacob, please go ahead. You were first one.
Hi, ADC Coletti. Thank you for the presentation. Can we can we address the large number of increased thefts from auto, specifically those in, if you go back to the slide, a couple more, Sharon, where the thefts of auto are there. I mean, they seem quite concentrated in the same space, and a significant increase from the past 2 to 3 years. I'll turn it over to you if you can give us a little bit more color on that, ADC Coletti, please.
Yeah, so I don't have an update for the theft from autos. I can just tell you it's an active investigation. That's all I can put out there for right now. But this is a problem that's just not unique to College Park. This problem is unique to the DMV. So what happens is the suspects will go through a neighborhood, apartment complex, doesn't matter, and they'll go steal tires and rims and airbags, right? So we know that in Hollywood this month, they targeted all Hondas and they stole the airbags. So for the month in the city, we had 10 vehicles that had their tires and rims removed. We had 7 vehicles that had their airbags removed, and one had a Cadillac converter, which was somewhat unique because they really died down a whole lot. So anyway, these suspects are very good at what they do. They're in and out within a couple minutes of each car, and right now it's a current investigation and it's ongoing. So that's all I have for the Hollywood spree that we had that one day, and hopefully in a month or two, maybe I can come back and give you some results of if we were able to close them out.
So just for clarification, all of the ones that we see north of Maryland 193, that like cluster, that right there is all from one incident?
I would have to go back and look at each address. I know that I believe we had 7 or 8 vehicles broken into in one night in Hollywood.
Right, but is that each blot is one, or is it
That's just, no, each block is just one vehicle.
is one vehicle?
Yeah.
So it's possible that all those blots are from the same day.
But
But it's also possible that they're from different days in the same
oh yeah,
day.
definitely from different days. Like I said, we had 7 in one night. Right.
Okay.
All the other ones are different days.
What do we tell our residents that to like how do we what advice would you recommend we tell our residents when it comes to increasing their overall safety in terms of thefts from auto?
First thing they can do is, number one, is everybody should be using a club in their vehicle. Most clubs will lock onto the steering wheel, which prevents them from getting to the airbags or makes it harder for them. Number two is, I repeat this all the time, if they see suspicious activity, they need to report it. And most importantly, I think, there are so many different cameras out there that people can buy, whether it's a Ring camera or all the other brands that are out there. I encourage everyone to put them on their house. Technology is the best thing we can do. It'll help us try to solve some of these crimes. So I encourage everyone to get some type of surveillance system and put it at their house.
Interestingly enough, we're talking about doing some or potentially exploring the idea of a city rebate program for cameras, for individual cameras. We're hopefully having that conversation tomorrow. So thank you.
No, great idea. I know other cities do the same thing.
Okay, thank you, ADC Coletti. I think the next one here is Mr. David Dorsch. Earlier, I forgot to recognize him. David Dorsch, floor is yours.
Okay, a question on the other thefts on that slide there. There's a big group of them way down there, yeah, right there. Do we know what kind of thefts they are? Are they all the same type of thefts, or are they different things, or what is that group?
So I can tell you this, I can't look at each dot and tell you, but I will tell you this, we had 12 shoplifting incidents in the month of June. We had 5 at the CVS in the 8300 block of Baltimore Avenue, and we had 2 at the CVS in the 7300 block of Baltimore Avenue. So most likely a lot of those are probably the thefts from the shoplifting cases.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Mary Hartnett, floor is yours.
And unmute. Officer Coletti, I read the contract officers' reports and I find them really interesting, and they're certainly very busy and doing a good job. One thing in them that's really concerned me of late is because I don't know if people on here remember several years ago, 2 high school students were killed on Good Luck Road because they were driving home and the truck ahead of them's transmission or brakes or something failed, and it was full of hot tar and it just backed over their car. Several times in the contract officers' reports, they talk about pulling trucks over that are overloaded. Their brakes, mechanically, they are not up to par for being in the road. What percentage do they know that they have any feel for this? And I know we don't do car inspections for mechanical in Maryland yearly, like some other jurisdictions do. But what can they do about these trucks? It just seems like they're death traps on the road, waiting for some poor person to, be going through an intersection and this truck has no brakes, or behind them and they have no brakes and they're rolling back on them. What can be done to correct this or stop it or something?
Well, Mary, that's a good question. Under the Articles of Transportation, any commercial vehicle can be stopped by an officer, and that officer, if he or she is a certified truck inspector, can inspect that vehicle. I think we have about 5 officers that are certified to inspect trucks. I don't list every single truck that they stop. I would still be writing every weekly report down because there's so many of them. So what happens is they get citations, Maryland state citations for the infractions. such as the brakes failure, a reduction of 50% brakes. Overweight's a big issue. Overweight's very dangerous when these trucks are overweight. It tears up the roads, and also it increases their ability to be able to stop in a timely fashion because of the weight. So our truck inspectors, they do issue out a lot of citations, and they also have the ability to take a truck and put them out of service, which means that operator cannot operate that truck until those violations are corrected. It's a big problem, throughout the state. There's a lot of trucks, they all need to be inspected. And I think, with the Maryland State Police, they're responsible for truck inspections, but also the local police departments have certified inspectors, and they go out and make these traffic stops every day. So a lot of trucks are getting stopped, and if they're in violation, they get cited. And depending on the violations, they can be taken out of service. And, when you're looking at some of these tow bills for a truck, it goes up into the thousands of dollars when we tow the vehicles and impound them. So a lot of good work by the contract officers. I thank you for that. But they're out there every day, and they do a lot of stops. So it's just unfortunate.
Would there be any hope in addressing this in Annapolis? I know we're not into a real mode of heavy-handed enforcement for anything anymore, but that they would pass legislation requiring yearly or bi-year, twice every 2 years or something, inspection and stickers on these vehicles. Do you think that would get through in Annapolis at all without having some major tragedy again?
Well, listen, I'm going to stay neutral on this. I don't like to get involved in the politics. That's up to the elected officials, people in the General Assembly, and we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you, ADC Coletti. I am not sure the order of the hand raised. I see Todd Rizzel's name up there. Todd, floor is yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you. And thank you for your report, ADC Coletti. You mentioned a robbery at the Citgo 9800 block of Rhode Island Avenue. I think you said it was June 2nd. And I'm wondering what time of day that was?
Well, on my report, it shows it occurred at basically 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maria, please go ahead.
I don't have my hand up, I don't think. Did I put my hand up? I don't mean to have my hand up.
Councilmember Mackey, please go ahead if you think.
No, I don't have my hand up. I'm sorry.
We have 2 Marias this evening.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Councilmember Mackey, I didn't realize. I was just looking at Maria here and asking her to proceed.
This is Councilmember Whitney. I do have my hand up.
Yeah, I do want to recognize Councilmember Mackey and Councilmember Susan Whitney. We are just going through the order in which the hands were raised.
Sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Quick question, sir. It goes back to Officer Coletti. I just wanted to know, you had mentioned there's 5 officers that are certified to be commercial inspectors. Is that just in our local area, or where's that located? Is it just our local area, or is it beyond that? The 5 officers that we have certified, possibility of 5 officers certified.
No, the officers are contract officers, and they work for, of course, the county police, but they're able to make traffic stops to commercial vehicles while they're working secondary employment for the city of College Park.
Okay. That answered my question. Sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Councilmember Whitney, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. 2 things. I just wanted to say that I agree with Mary about the need for more frequent inspections. I think the same is true for not only commercial trucks, but also, individually owned vehicles. I think we'd have a lot less problems with modified mufflers if people had to have their cars inspected every year, as used to be the case in Texas when I was growing up. The other thing I wanted to ask ADC Coletti is how often do you get videos of crimes and have the perpetrators not be recognizable because they've obscured their face because they know they're out committing crimes, so they've got a mask on or whatever.
So that's a very good question. It's very frustrating. Many suspects, I can't give you a percentage, they do cover their faces. Everybody today will wear a medical mask, a ski mask when they do these crimes. It's very common. So it does happen. It happens a lot, actually. But one thing is that does help us with the cameras is that what we'll do is we'll look at as many cameras as possible in an area. And sometimes we're lucky enough to be able to get a vehicle description or a partial tag, and that usually helps. Some suspects are not that smart. They'll use a tag that's legit that comes back to them. Other times the tags are going to be stolen, the cars are going to be stolen, so it doesn't really help us. But people do wear masks, unfortunately.
But you still find the videos helpful because you can kind of triangulate information in that way, like connecting the different cameras.
Yes, videos are helpful for everything. Even if we can't identify somebody, a lot of times we can link that one suspect based on their clothing to another crime that they were involved in. And maybe we were able to identify them in that crime. And then we can go back and try to get charges against the crime that we were unable to identify them with. Cameras, the surveillance is always helpful. It's not 100%, but in today's times, the technology's there. They're not that expensive. And also, unfortunately, when people go to court and you're a juror, they want to see physical evidence. So it does help us out with the prosecution too.
Okay, thank you for explaining all that.
Thank you.
I do believe that there is a comment in the chat box. Theft from auto understates the severity of these crimes. The crimes resulted in smashed windows and broken steering wheels. Why are there no categories for destruction of property or vandalism? These should be felonies. They cost victim thousands in damages for each incident. Also, there were more incidents than were pictured on the graphic. We are missing at least one that occurred on 52nd Avenue. How are these maps and statistics being compiled? So it's an inquiry question, ADC Coletti.
First of all, if somebody shatters your window to steal your airbag, that's considered a theft from auto, right? So it wouldn't be a separate crime. The crime is theft from auto. They were able to smash your window to gain entry. So you would be charged with theft from auto. I understand what he's saying about the vandalisms. If the suspect is arrested, restitution can be asked for by the court. Number two is, I believe he was talking about, well, he said something about a felony for these vandalisms that has nothing to do with the police department. That's something he can contact an elected official about. The General Assembly, if they want to change the way the laws are, they're more than welcome to do so. Has nothing to do with the police department. And we did have a theft from auto, 9752, 52nd place, which was documented in the report. So I don't know if he meant avenue or place, but it shows right here in my categories. We did have a theft from auto, 9752, 52nd place.
Thank you, ADC Coletti. I appreciate the explanation. Anybody else that I may have missed who have hand raised or had any further question of Mr. Coletti?
Just wanna
Yeah, okay, please go ahead, Mayor.
thank you, ADC Coletti. I appreciate the data, and thank you for compiling the total number of crimes. Looks like the crime went down from total number of crimes went down from 2023 to 2024, and then it has a bit of uptick in 2025 around the same time frame we are in. So kind of going up and down. I want to comment on Mary's request about the testing of the vehicles, and I believe Councilmember Whitney mentioned that this kind of testings vary from state to state. Some states require very strict testing, both emission testing and safety testing. And the frequency also varies. Some requires annually, some requires biannual. So thankfully in the state of Maryland, we have emission testing. In some other states, they don't have emission testing even. And some other states have safety testings as well. So these are state legislation that actually sets what kind of testing will be. What I personally am taking a note to reach out to our 21st state delegation, Mary Lehman. She's wonderful. She has been very much active in coming forward with many new legislation, especially vehicle safety and transportation safety. So I'm going to reach out to her to see state of Maryland we can have some legislation in the upcoming legislative session. So I'll keep you posted on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Jacob, please go.
Hi, yeah, this is Jacob Hernandez. I'm just gonna follow up on one of my residents' questions. So when Mr. Hora was asking, and Chad, can you come off mute? I think he's having a hard time with the tech, but can you bring me up on the question?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are, Chad. Go ahead. How about you take it? I think you can say it better than I can.
Yeah. So there was. So I walk around the neighborhood every single day, twice a day. I walk around the entire neighborhood with my dog, and so I've been doing that for 15 years. I know all of the houses, most of the people that live in them. I know what's happening in my neighborhood. There was two. Actually, there was one on 52nd Place. That was my neighbor. There was another one on 52nd Avenue, just 1 block away. So just to clarify it, and when we get the weekly report on crime, like via Nextdoor or whatever, from Corporal, I forget his last name, but he said there was only 4 in the neighborhood and theft from auto on that night. That now you're just saying there were 7, but actually it looks like there was probably 8. So I'm just wondering how we're compiling these stats, and if we're basing our decision making on these statistics, don't we need to ensure that these statistics are accurate? And I took photos of those cars that were broken into, windows smashed out, steering assemblies disassembled, and that's all.
So let me go back, and I went through my notes. On June 13th, we've had 5 vehicles broken into in the 5,000 block of Hollywood Road. We'll say that's in that general area. Out of the 5 vehicles, 4 were Honda Civics, 1 was a Honda CR-V. On June 26th, and it happened in the night, so it was June 25th through to 26th, we had 8 vehicles broken into in the 9523 Baltimore Avenue. Out of those 8 vehicles, 3 were Hondas, they all were Hondas, right? But just different models. And 3 of them, I'm just trying to get, they had those are the ones that had their tires and rims stolen. So that was the one that occurred on the 26th. The other one occurred on the 13th. Now, how do we get our information? It's very simple. Whenever a police report is written, is what we call RMS, right? Our analyst goes through every report that's written, and that's how he compiled the stats. All right, it's a process they use. He does with all computerized. So I can just tell you, the information I get directly from him, and he gets it from the reports that the officers actually write. So I hope that helps you out with your answer, Chad.
Okay. Chad, I don't know if you're gonna come off of mute. But okay. Can ADC Coletti, I don't know what RMS is, and just for everyone else here, like say, could you help us explain what that means? Because it sounds like a crime is called in, there's a report filed, but how does that transfer to the data that you're showing us? I think that there is just a lack of understanding from our part, the civilians, as to what's the back end of your data presentation.
RMS is just nothing but a computerized data bank that all reports are written in, and that's how we compile our stats. So I hope that's the best way I can answer that. I hope that helps you out.
Okay. Can I have my question, please? All right. I have a couple questions I sent in a couple weeks ago, or I think last week. Can we please touch on any reminders that may be more prevalent to the summer when school is out or when there's more residents on vacation?
Yeah, so the mayor touched on that earlier today. If you're going out of town, you can fill out a form on the city website. You can ask for the officers to go by your house to do what we call a premise check and make sure your house is secure. And that's a great benefit to the residents of the city. Second, I tell this all the time, stop your mail. Put a hold on your mail at the post office. You can do that online. If you get newspapers, stop your newspapers. Use timers for your lights to go on and off in your interior space of your home. You can also put timers on your exterior lights. Have a neighbor check on your house for you. You want to make your house look like it's somebody's living there for the time that you're gone. So there's just a couple of things you can do.
Thanks, Ada Segaletti. The last question that I'd sent in was brought to me by a couple of residents, so I'm just going to ask it on their behalf. Can you please touch on the interactions or collaboration between Prince George's County's Police Department in terms of their interactions with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement? There's a couple of articles out there that state that PGPD is non-compliant and residents are asking what the police force is doing to collaborate with ICE. As one of the comments that we made from the city was that the city of College Park complies with all laws and treats all residents justly and equally.
Well, I can tell you this. The police department does not enforce civil detainers issued by ICE. Okay. We will enforce any criminal warrants, federal warrants, criminal warrants that are in the data bank system, but we do not enforce civil detainers.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
I think so. I guess the main, if directly though, does the city's contracting police work with ICE?
The Prince George's County Police Department works with every federal agency and our allied partners throughout the state of Maryland. The primary job of the Prince George's County Police Department is to prevent and also investigate all crimes that occur in the county. Immigration is not a responsibility of local law enforcement. That's a responsibility of the federal government.
Thank you.
Thank you, ADC Coletti, for responding to the concerns raised by Councilmember Hernandez through him. This feedback came from the citizens, and I really appreciate clarifying and responding to this issue. Is there anybody else that has still some questions to be asked of Mr. Coletti? Okay, any other council representatives or the mayor, if you guys want to ask any final thoughts on this particular report that ADC Coletti has shared with us?
It's not the report, but it's a request. I'm sure Sharon Fletcher, you will be covering it about the National Night Out. You are going to make the announcement because you are on top of this. I'm going to.
Yeah, of course. I was going to share that.
You'll be doing that.
Okay. I think Mayor Kabir is referring to next month's National Night Out activity. It'll be happening at College Park Woods facility. And like this time, this is the central location. And of course, we also be working with all the other areas who may have applied for a grant through city manager's office, and we'll work through that. But that is the central location that we'll be utilizing. And it's happening on August 5th. It's a Tuesday, August 5th. And the council meeting is going to be on Wednesday next month. And I also want to share that since we had the first Monday also falls on August 4, so we will be trying to, since all the law enforcement agencies are going to be there on the National Night Out, we are planning to cancel the Monday meeting. And if there are any questions, we'll be responding to them during the National Night Out interactions with all the stakeholders and the community members.
Follow-up question.
Sure, go ahead.
So in the past, other communities, they also held National Night Out in their communities. So this year's, my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, if they want to do, for example, in Barwin or Hollywood or Calvert Hills, they want to have their own National Night Out, they can still have it and the city can support them in some way?
Absolutely. I think by default, Duval Field has been the place where this has been happening because that is the only city-owned facility where we had abundant amount of parking and community gathering could be done in a more elaborate way. This time we just wanted to make sure that we are rotating those locations throughout the city. And I'll say that I'm like a Duval, then I'm going to come this way, then we're going to go down, and I'm just going anti-clockwise to have the coverage in all 4 districts. And that's the rationale that we have. And definitely, if there are other community members that they want to have some activities within their area, we'll do our best to support them.
Duval Field is going through construction, so there's not, it's not feasible to have it. But in Hollywood, I think if there's interest, I think community can have National Night Out somewhere like Hollywood Park, which is owned by the PG Parks. So still, we can have it there. So there are other places you can have it.
I've reached out to all of those communities, and they have all indicated that they will participate in the central event.
Okay.
They're not planning to hold individual events.
That works. Thank you.
Any of the other council members, if they had any questions?
I think there.
Oh, there is Todd. Please go ahead.
Thank you. At a previous public safety meeting, it may have been last month, I asked about the possibility of noise cameras being used in the city, and noting the city had strongly supported them with the General Assembly, and knowing that the county has is limited in the number of noise cameras they're allowed at this point and has to rotate them all around. And I recall, I don't remember the details. I recall there was going to be some sort of follow-up on that. And I just want to see if anything further has been learned about the
Sure.
possibility of noise cameras.
Yeah, sure. Great question, Todd. I think in the last meeting it was raised, and I had put a request to our police department. And then I understand that Prince George's County has 2 locations, and I'm not sure if they can be rotated around the whole county. But definitely, Mr. Colletti is checking with the operationalability of this particular, enforcement through noise camera. And I have not been able to talk to anyone who regulates this aspect in the county, but we have sent inquiries to some members in the Prince George's County to ask them about the exact process and what chances we have as a city of College Park to nail at least one of those 2 locations to be in city of College Park. Maybe it's very optimistic, but that is where we stand. ADC Colletti, you want to add what I just said? Anything further on it?
The only thing I can tell you is that they have the ability to have 2 different devices. They can rotate them throughout the county. I have not heard of the county having a vendor. There's a process to get a vendor to actually use that equipment. But I'll go back and check and see if where does it actually stand. I don't think they even have it up and running yet. It's a process, just like everything else. It's a process.
And I think if I recall, the General Assembly legislation was for a limited time period, a limited pilot project, maybe a couple of years. So yeah, I'd love to know when it's operational. It's just that, our community continues to get vehicle noise, hear complaints from residents, and we were a strong supporter of the pilot program. So it'd be great to, find out whether it's happening. So thank you.
Councilmember Whitney, you had your hand up. Please go ahead.
Yes, my recollection was that we were supposed to be allowed to have 3 cameras in the county. I don't know, maybe that changed, but I would love to see more. And I agree with, my recollection agrees with Todd's that it was a limited pilot program for the start. So I too would like to get some updates on this.
We can verify next time when we talk to PG County folks, Councilmember Whitney, and confirm whether it is 2 or 3 devices. My understanding was what I heard from PG County Police Department that there were 2 locations. We'll verify if there are 3, and we will proceed accordingly.
Director Coker.
Yep, please go ahead.
So while we're talking about the cameras, can you give us an update on the stop sign cameras? The city council approved the locations, and my understanding is that we are waiting to get the approval of the locations from the county. Is that the things going on?
Great question, Mayor. I think I had shared some of the information earlier today. I know that there was an inquiry from District 4 Council Member Mitchell. And I think last week I had sent an inquiry further with Julio Murillo. He's Eric Olson's chief of staff. And the timeline he provided me, he did say that once it is all done through all the requests, they have already put the request to the legislative group there through their attorney. And all those 5 locations, all the information that we needed to send to them has already been submitted, and it's in works. I really can't speak further on the actual process itself, but that is what Mr. Julio Murillo has informed me. And I shared an update email earlier when this inquiry came to me from Councilmember Mitchell.
Thank you.
And I'm just sharing it with the whole group here. And we'll make sure that that information is sent to all, like that McCall group.
So, yeah.
Did it answer what you were expecting me to tell?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have wonderful members of the Prince George's County Police Academy. Am I correct? Jamie and Maria, could you give us an update, a brief update, or anything you can add what you do and any help you need from the community? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I'm glad you did. They recently had class 52 graduated, and sadly, there was only one person from Division District 1. So hopefully we can get some more participation, more feedback, and more candidates, because it's a great program. It's constantly changing. Sergeant Johnson doing a great job with adding new material, and yeah, I mean, there was 32 graduates from the whole county.
Wow.
So it's good.
And that's the Citizens Police Academy that we are both graduated from. She graduated 10 times and I graduated twice.
That's called dedication.
But anyway, that's really great. We also graduated from the Sheriff's Department and we graduated from the University of Maryland. So we have a little bit of background on what the police looks like in our county. And I'm really proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And Alan Hugh was part of the University of Maryland, as was Mr. Young. So he was one of the graduates. So it was a really great class. And but
yeah, and as soon as I get the information for the class announcement, I will make sure that I
We'll try our best to promote them.
so it definitely, because a lot of people have things to say about the police department, but they can't take, it's a 12-week course. And it doesn't feel like it's 12 weeks, but you get to know what, the police do and how they, deal with people. They're humans just like us. And, it definitely is an eye-opening experience. And I appreciate everything that W. Chief Coletti and everyone else in the department does on a day-to-day, because, we just see the clips on the TV and, it may be a 5-second clip, but you didn't see what happened before or what happened after. So it's a really great program and I definitely recommend it. And I know there's several people in here that have taken it. So hopefully, more people can take it. You just have to be a resident of the county or work in the county.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, Maria, for the update provided here. I do want to give opportunity to Councilmember Maria Mackey if she had any questions or any comments, what she heard.
I don't have any questions. I think that the report tonight answered my questions. I thank everyone for engaging, especially thank ADC Coletti for helping us with the issue we had in D4 with one of our residents. He was very helpful and set me on the right path so that we could help a resident. So I just wanted to encourage anybody who's listening that it's really important that we report crime to our police force. That's what they're here. Council members are really not equipped to deal with crime. So, and either are really most of the city staff. So it's a good idea to call 911 when there is a crime happening. And even if you're not sure, the police will come out and check. And it's better to be on the safe side. So I just wanted to encourage people to make use of our wonderful police force, and I think that you'll be very happy. They do a great job.
Thank you, Councilmember Mackey, and I really appreciate what you have advised here. We do support that. Anytime anybody see something, they should say something, and the best way to do it is if they think something illegal happening or wrong happening, they should just call 911. And all our systems work very effectively, and we want to make sure that nothing gets unrecorded. And if there is an issue, that we are able to respond to make sure that the quality of life stays great, and so is the public safety within our community of City of College Park. Having said that, I think we are almost at time. I strongly encourage, please join at National Night Out next month on August 5th at College Park Woods facility. And I hope to see you all there and encourage other county members to be there and the City College Park members to be there and attend that. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
8 o'clock, right on time. Yep.
Thank you.
Good job,